I
Yeah,
can't watch
watch it out.
this. I'm scared of violence and gore.
I'm sorry.
Algor.
Yeah, no, that dude's
Yeah, he is
frightening
kind
me.
of scary. Fun fact, that Capcom logo was supposed to be on that can.
Oh,
Obviously, Capcom did not find that very funny when the can got squished.
okay. This makes our company look terrible.
I learned that from Curse Engine Speedrun, where he had Hideki Kamiya with him on commentary in person.
Oh, wow.
Wow, way to make our commentary look like shit.
I'm sorry. Sadly, he's already blocked me on Twitter, probably, so I can't get him here.
I love how it's called no use when you have a button unassigned. This button is no use.
It's no use. Take this. God, they're proud of that styrofoam zombie shot.
Outskirts of an American suburb called Raccoon City. It was later revealed that the terrible disaster had been caused by the T virus.
Caused by some dirt.
Toxin created by the international enterprise Umbrella Incorporated for use in bioweapon experiments. The Raccoon City Police Department's Special Stars Unit immediately began investigation in the affair.
And that's how that went.
That's how most games go.
But the Umbrella Corporation's experiments were far from finished.
So just immediately like better production values, you know, just
Well, this
And-
game,
I mean, look at this.
we
yeah,
can afford CG.
this game is like 2 years after because they had to make it again because the first, like Resident Evil 2, they tried to make, like Capcom was like, what the fuck is this? Do it again.
It's almost unheard of nowadays.
Yeah, they're just release it anyway and patch it later.
No, like every game in the series seems to go through that in some form or another, especially RE4.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, I had a...
Oh,
Play
we entered his
Clary.
mind.
Yeah, this is all first-person game.
It's the original vision for Resident Evil.
Guy's a maniac. Why'd he bite me?
Why bite me?
This is the voice acting's still bad, but it's still like light years better than the last game.
Taxigo.
I mean, at least they got...
Man, what a mess. What could have done this?
Is he a ventriloquist?
What was that?
It's funny you bring that up because these are stop motion figures that they traced over with CG. I read that in one of the comics interviews.
Don't move. Don't move.
Stop! He's insane.
No.
No, not her.
Shit, I already lost my first love interest.
What's up with that guy? That was a clean hit.
I
think I've seen this.
I actually love how accidentally like good his voice acting is.
Wait! Don't shoot!
Get down. We can't stay out here. Head to the police station. It'll be a lot safer.
Yeah, definitely play Claire, because I don't recognize this at all.
There. Buckle up.
Okay. What's going on? I arrived in town, and the whole place went
What's
insane.
going on in this city?
You're a cop,
Don't know,
right?
but it's very similar to the 1998 Kurian case.
Stay on the job.
I mean,
What's going
Spencer
on?
Mansion case.
Name's Leon Kennedy.
What's going on? The chaos in the city is increasing.
Claire Redfield. I came to find my brother, Chris.
Oh fuck, and they got out of Raccoon City and entered Twisted Metal.
He's driving like a fucking maniac.
Oh shit! It's fucking maximum
Darkseid.
overdrive or whatever.
Oh.
There's a gun inside.
I love the delivery on it. There's a gun inside.
This machine just called me an asshole.
Was that zombie Leon in the back? You missed your
Caleb.
turn.
I mean, Leon's based on Leonardo DiCaprio in this game, so it could be a Man in the Iron Mask sort of deal.
You okay?
Still in one piece.
That maniac's gonna ram us!
Oh no, escape from the city.
When I was little, I didn't realize that he was a zombie. I just thought he was looking away. Like, this whole thing was just caused by him not paying attention.
Oops.
Well, it's good for Capcom to teach us life lessons. Keep your eyes on the road.
I'm okay. Head to the station. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
That gun soldier wanted us dead. Huh?
How profound, I guess.
Makes you think. I kind of forget how, like, kind of badass this opening is compared to the kind of slow start of the first.
Although I will say it's kind of a dick move that they start you just right next to zombies.
So that's kind of a big reason why it took me years to actually get into this game, because I would just, like, I would struggle to make it to a police station, because there's no chance to learn.
Oh man, we finally got to Cletus.
What are you doing here? Hold your fire! I'm a human!
This is where the rest of that line, that cutscene thing went.
Sorry about that.
Welcome to the biggest idiot in the series.
I thought you were one of them.
What's going on in this town?
Hold on. I don't have a clue. By the time I noticed something was wrong, the entire city was infested with zombies.
It's Bubba Kendo.
He actually has a lot of presence. You just gonna hang out with Kendo there?
But
I
you
know,
should
he's
be
cool.
safe inside here.
He actually has
I'm
like a
keeping a
lot of
close eye on
backstory
things.
in the extended lore. But here, yeah.
Didn't he personally design, like, the Star's guns?
Yeah, Barry uses a gun that was made by him. Don't pick up the item. No, don't. God damn it. I guess they're not going to go for the alternate costumes in the Brad Vickers zombie. I formally invite this guy to go fuck himself.
Wow.
Wow, this
Oh,
game
yeah.
sucks.
Oh, if you're playing as Claire, he's wielding a bowgun, which seems a little random and weird.
It's because Claire doesn't get the shotgun. What? Oh
Yes,
yeah,
not
trying to
where
pick
you-
up the gun.
Just yoink!
Oh no, what? Oh wow, a gun.
Yay, free gun! Yeah, sitting right next to the window. That was a great idea on Kendo's part.
I think Leon subtly threw a brick through it because he wanted that shotgun.
Leon activated his stand to break the window. It is so weird to me seeing someone not unlock the Brad Vickers zombie.
I mean, that's probably me, to be fair. Like,
At least we get to see more zombie decapitations.
before we get to the game where that's actually a gameplay gimmick.
And they still nerf the shotgun anyway, just to still make it so that you have to experience Crimson Heads.
Yeah.
So
Sadly, we don't get Crimson Heads here, but we do get the next stage of the Crimson Head.
Yep.
I wanted to ask about the scenarios. Like, there's Leon A and Leon B. Is there like, is that a choice you make at the beginning, or is that like just different endings?
To do the scenarios, you choose the disc of the character you want to play with through A, and then you beat the game with that character, and then after that you get to save the game, and then you use the other disc to go through the B scenario with that character's disc.
Oh, that's wild.
And
So, yeah.
ending's
So it's like-
ultimately the same, it's just you see the story through the other character's eyes in scenario B.
There's
And
another
it'll-
change as well. Yeah, like Leon will take a different route into the police station. He gets like separated by It's like a helicopter crashing. So this is all different. Like you don't literally just repeat this again as Claire because she'll go into the station through different means.
Also, the Scenario B character has to deal with a stalker known as the T-103. The novel popularized the name Mr. X.
If you spent if you spent any time on the internet a year ago, you will be familiar with Mr. X.
Yeah. They buffed the hell out of him in this game's remake. Also, while I was talking about scenarios, that female zombie that was right next to the dumpster, is kind of infamous with the speedrun community. They affectionately refer to her as Misty because she kind of looks like an adult version of the anime interpretation of the Pokemon character Misty. Now, the thing about female zombies is they're supposed to be the weakest zombie. They have the worst health ranges and reaction speed. That worst reaction speed actually makes her dangerous in a speedrun because it makes her lunging at you or not right next to the dumpster all that more unpredictable.
It's like partial invisibility, where it's like, oh, they don't shoot at you. That's a buff, right? It's like, no, you don't know where they're shooting.
Yeah.
Those doors were like really weird at the beginning of the game, even though they're like a staple. It's just like it's not built around doors anymore.
Who are you? Oh.
The thing is, those doors are designed to mask the load time. It's a really cool
yeah,
look.
I know, but
Sorry, but it looks like your party has been cancelled. What happened? About 2 months.
Funny thing is, I think it was literally a party they were planning for him.
Yeah, when you go back in this room, you'll even see like party goods and everything.
Located in the outskirts of this city. Chris and the other STARS members discovered that Umbrella was behind.
Chris didn't do shit. He was in a jail cell the whole time we saw it.
Funny you mention that because in the comic,
no one,
like none of the endings in the video game are canon, and the comic makes fun of that, where Chris and Jill argue over whose scenario happened. Chris is like, and then I found Jill in a jail cell, and she's like, no, you were in the jail cell.
Don't worry about me.
meanwhile, the locker is for JoJo.
Here, take this key card.
With the JoJo luck, he was able to escape Raccoon City.
Now go. But just go.
What the fuck?
Fine, but I'm coming back for you. Just hold on.
His character's way more flushed out in the remake. Well, I say flushed out. I mean, he's around more. He's not exactly a Shakespearean character, but he shows up more.
I'm gonna come back and have you point your gun at me later.
He's more prevalent in the extended lore.
Will you use the computer? I love my Macintosh system where the menu bar is on the bottom.
I like the test being just a zombie texture.
I just point out immediately how much better the pre-rendered environments are.
What is this order that the players?
Yeah, hang on. Where the hell are they going?
I guess they're going for the safe first.
Oh, I mean, it's up to them. Just the environment of the police station is just way more interesting than the old mansion. in my
God,
opinion.
yeah. Also, I love how it's like all fucked up and everything, while the mansion was just so sanitary.
Yeah, considering what happened, yeah, it's kind of weird now you mention it. And I'll never look at the game the same way again.
Even the remake, the mansion is just like all beautiful and sanitary, even though everyone's like dead.
Yeah.
A lot more zombies too.
Yeah, they definitely realized that, you know, the zombies in the first game were pretty damn trivial, even in tight spaces, because there was like only one or two at a time. Here, let's have some more open spaces, but also tight spaces, and have more zombies.
So I see we're being a little more liberal with our ammo.
Because they used how many zombies he took out with those shells, though, you know.
in every Resident Evil game, people kind of overstress how limited the ammo is. In reality, you have enough ammo to kill everything, as long as you use it intelligently.
Yeah, I believe there's maybe somebody in this call even that overstressed how important the ammo is.
No, maybe she didn't say it that much.
I'm
I mean,
blaming myself.
there's still some limitations to it.
But don't miss, yeah, and don't use like appropriate ammo.
Don't try to play this like Contra. Is this their first time playing, or are they just trying to show us the locked doors?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the
Well,
lock
it's more
had a
natural, I guess.
glove underneath.
Yeah, they replaced the armor keys with the playing card keys.
I've grown to just give up on trying to understand long players. They are just an unknown entity.
This is like, you don't normally go this way when you first enter
this
the
is
station.
really out of order.
It's out of order, I'm offended.
Did that say red rum?
Yes.
Okay.
The Versus strategy guide actually pointed out a lot of the graffiti. Like, there was one graffiti, I think, in the opening bits where it was just like a heart surrounded by 2 male names.
Huh.
And the Versus guide is like, wow, this game is ahead of its time, or something like that. And then there was like, I think what carried over in the remake too, a graffiti that said, "This too shall pass."
H-gun.
Obviously, the H2O gun, it's Dead Rising and you can water gun the zombies. So, if you were going in the proper order, the first file you pick up is something that tells you the combination to that safe.
But thankfully in this one, Leon is psychic, always really good at guessing.
They told him all the security codes and everything before he even got to the police station.
Yeah, it was, welcome to Raccoon City PD, your start date is this day. By the way, the combination for the safe is such and such.
That's how the police department got overran. They trusted the zombies.
I like the subtle hum of the fans in that room.
Really good ambience in this game. Wait until you go in the backyard and you can hear all the zombies moaning in the distance.
I like the echoing footsteps.
Your sound effects.
It's nice that they're not cut off. I was gonna say I like the echoing footsteps. Maybe they echoed in the first game. I wouldn't know because they were cut off.
Use your good emulators, people.
I don't need this.
Oh, I'm glad the police invested in this useful umbrella technology.
This whole city was founded by Umbrella.
What the fuck?
If this was Turkish
Umbrella,
Bullet, you would have spent.
bioweaponry, and magic boxes.
I was gonna say Turkish Bullet, you would have spent like 2 hours there.
By the way, yeah, that player had a good reason to put in the knife, because they nerfed it from Resident Evil 1. It takes like 15 stabs to kill a zombie now.
Oh god, I don't want to see a Turkish Bullet run of this if it takes 15 stabs per zombie.
Hope this isn't Chris's blood.
Oh. Oh boy!
I can't wait to shoot the liquor.
Or not, fuck him.
You have a shotgun. Whatever.
Yeah.
I've got a shotgun.
I mean, that was pretty easy. Just whoosh.
Yeah, he had a punish. I mean, he was already establishing that this was a genocide run. So, Leon is sort of the Jill of the scenario. It's not as disparate between the two as Resident Evil 1, but he's the easy mode because his lighter allows him to do skips that Claire cannot. Also, he gets upgrades to his guns. while Claire has to rely on her grenade launcher and all the different ammo types.
I assume also at several points, if we fail a boss fight, Barry comes in and bails us out.
No,
I just wanted to imagine that anyway. He's just like, well, I'm still here.
his supported character though is more combat oriented than Claire's is. Claire gets a little girl and Leon gets La Femme Nikita.
Yeah,
Um,
naturally.
Yeah, there was a ruby hidden behind the painting of a naked girl being trussed up by her arms.
Man,
Yeah.
Fire does some magical shit in this series.
I mean, that made a little more sense. I could clearly see it was like burning, but yeah.
I mean,
What
little.
from over there?
Relatively.
Slightly. Heat does rise, so I can see that igniting the painting.
but only that one part.
So if I'm not mistaken, this police station was actually converted from, I think it was either a library or museum. I
It was
believe.
converted from a museum.
Right, yeah, because that
Yeah.
kind of explains the architecture,
Chief Irons is a art aficionado.
among other things.
Who turns a library or a museum into a police station?
Yeah, well,
That's just very bad city planning.
Welcome to America. Welcome to Umbrella America.
Welcome to my... I'm a fast reader, but
Leon's just something to was like, whatever.
oh shit.
Almost as if the player heard you, they started to slow down the file reading.
Oh, fine, assholes. If you really want to read it so bad.
All of a sudden, you hear like a voice in here, and also ARPA, I invite you to fuck yourself too. I play how I want.
So, is the storage crate similar to It Works in 1?
Yeah, everything is connected. It's not Resident Evil 1 Remake's real survival horror mode,
Ugh.
aka the no and thank you mode.
Shiny!
I'm glad pushing statues around is still a thing.
Yeah, I've only it's only the first sequel. They've got plenty of time to burn that into the ground.
At least this isn't the most annoying push puzzle. We don't have to be Sherry pushing big wooden boxes.
I just keep thinking back to that mechanism that pushed the statue up away from the wall because we can't pull.
What?
What?
Oh.
Does
Oh,
the statue has like articulated fingers or something?
Did we all just think that Jill had a huge hitbox and he just crouched down to pick it up?
Yeah.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think the police zombies have the best HP ranges of the zombies.
To be fair, I'm like, it's good to know that they've got that diversity with the zombie types and not just reskins, you know?
Yeah. And then they make it more obvious in later games by having like fat zombies and stuff.
Oh yes, the Star's office.
Well, now we have 2 shotguns.
Yeah, you can dual wield.
That's you were able to. That's quite an assumption there, Leon. Like that's why you were able to skip Kendo's shotgun because you would get one later and still get the Brad Vickers zombie. Also, if sorry,
There's a guitar here? Is there like a Phoenix Wright character working here?
Chris
I think you
can't.
can find out who it is, yeah.
Chris can't play the piano for shit, but I guess he can rip a guitar.
Oh, okay.
So Chris flew to Europe.
Yeah, and that's where the events of Code Veronica will happen.
Leon!
Hello.
It's good to see you're still among the living.
You!
It looks like we're not gonna find your brother here after all.
Here, have this.
It's really powerful.
There's no reason for
Thank
us to
you,
stay
I'll
any
take
longer
this
than
then.
necessary. Let's split up, look for any survivors.
These
and get out of
animations.
here.
Right.
One last thing. Here's a radio. Take it.
Standard PS1
That
era
way we can
wild
keep in touch if anything
gesticulating.
happens.
Gotta compensate for the lack of facial animations.
No, they didn't search Wesker's desk. If you searched his desk 50 times, you would get a microfilm that you could develop, and it's a picture of a basketball player's head, a basketball player with Rebecca's head photoshopped onto it.
Great!
So yeah,
That would make the video a lot longer.
Wesker's kind of a creepy piece of shit.
I don't know if it. I don't know if it's like in universe supposed to be photoshopped. It just looks like shit. I don't know if that's like Wesker doing that or a Capcom employee doing that.
I like to imagine it's both. Like in universe, Wesker did that
Are those little
Photoshop.
plants herbs we can pick up, but we're not bothering to?
I think this player's doing a no damage run.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But if this was Turkish Bullet, he'd still pick up all the bullets he's not going to use. Like, you still need to pick them up, damn it.
Yeah, he'd pick up every single herb and then mix them, and then store them in the fucking box.
I'm going to give myself an inventory to manage.
I'm the type of person that back then kept playing this game to try to beat my own best time, so missing herbs is normal to me.
No, bye.
Those hands are just jump scares. They can grab you, but you will take no damage.
Thank you for demonstrating, Leon.
Ugh!
Want me to scratch your
Good
back?
massage, yeah.
Oh no, I'm being grabbed by the Oh, this feels good. Tug more, please.
It is a good jump scare though, because it's it's a nice little like in-universe reminder. Like this building's like surrounded by zombies. You don't want to go out there. I also think that lickers are blind.
Yeah. The thing about lickers is they have enhanced hearing, just no eyesight, so you can kind of sneak by them if you walk on non-noisy floors. But if you get too close to them, or run, or step on a noisy floor tile, they'll notice you.
Yeah, I feel like that was a little more obvious in the remake in this game.
It was also more essential in the remake because they buffed the hell out of lickers.
Yeah.
Also, you notice that in the inventory screen, the characters now use artwork for their icons instead of photos.
I was
just
just going to mention that. That looks so much better.
I
They
don't know, I
kinda
kind of like the
they kinda-
cheesiness of photos.
Yeah, they kind of exercise the whole digitize FMV thing from history.
Sadly.
No, don't go.
Jill smiling while she's yelling out, Joseph!
Joseph!
Chris Redfield!
Did you know
Leon
during that-
S. Kennedy.
Did you know during that character role in the introductory FMV, J-pop played during that in the Japanese version?
Yep, I knew that.
Yeah, they got a license with Fumitaka Fushigami, I think. And during that opening crawl, Icy Gaze plays.
Oh, wow, it's our old fan favorite, the Crank.
When have you last used a crank in real life?
How about absolutely never?
Because I don't think I ever have. I mean, it'd be great to. I'd like to. But it hasn't come up. Maybe if you like had like a canal, you know, with like the different water levels, you have to use a crank for that. I could do that. I need like a boat first, so like a river canal boat.
Yeah, I could operate the water temple.
Yeah, I'd love to live in a PlayStation game universe.
Wouldn't you like a garage door, but you have to open like? Oh, I have a crank on my garage door. Actually, it's like electric door, but it also has a crank if like the motor fails. So
Yeah.
I guess that's a crank of sort.
Hey, you can create your very own Resident Evil level with your house.
I can. You'd have to find the crank to open the garage from the inside. Wait, no, hang on.
God, I remember in that Carcinogen SDA speedrun with Hideki Kamiya there, like somebody asked what would he do if a zombie apocalypse happened, and he's like, I would just hide somewhere and wait for the end to come, because in Japan you can't get guns.
I guess it'd be the same for me, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting them, I'm just gonna fucking hide. It depends what kind of zombies. I think we referenced this before, but if it was like Return of the Living Dead zombies, you might as well just shoot yourself because you're fucked anyway.
Yeah,
Not getting
but
out of that.
Well, I mean,
They
if this year has taught me anything, if it happened here in America, people would just be like, well, I'm not staying inside, that's against my rights.
oh
And it
god,
just-
yeah.
Just run out and get killed by a zombie. Be like, well, at least I didn't get my freedom infringed on.
Man, there's a lot of zombies on screen at once.
Like, we're the country that can have guns, and we'd still be fucked just because we're stupid.
Yeah. Ooh, more conga line.
Remember there was like one room in the entirety of Resident Evil 1 that had this many zombies in, and then in this game it's just like, no, that's just normal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to offset that there's more open spaces, and your weapons are far more powerful.
Ooh, some
I think they
eight
just probably
parts.
just... Yeah.
You should have used that after you used all the ammo and all the on-hand ammo in that gun, because when you customize a weapon, it refills its ammo.
Ah, interesting.
But then again, this player is competent enough without having to be.
Ugh.
Well, you
Fleet
saying,
assistance.
but he just fucked up there.
I think when I first played this, I actually restarted the game because I thought I fucked myself out of something.
Oh shit, I fell down there, I can't get back up. I have used these in real life because I worked in an archive for a while. So you had these big mechanical shelves of books and...
A bishop plug.
I still thought you were actually gonna say you use chess piece plugs in real life.
No, we didn't have those, unfortunately. I was like, what the hell? Why are these not all chess themed? Like, Resident Evil lied to me.
Oh, it's a G handgun now.
I want to point out that this, so this specific game was a
Oh, C handgun.
huge influence on the TV sitcom Spaced, which they did a zombie episode with. Well, not really zombies, but they had like a bunch of like dream sequences with zombies in. It featured this piece of music and dialogue lifted straight from one of these cutscenes, and then that led into Shaun of the Dead.
Wow.
So you can thank Resident Evil 2 for the whole Cornetto trilogy.
Beautiful.
But it's like the opening title card, and they just start playing this specific piece of music. I'm like, that's great.
Wow, I gotta see that.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. I mean, that's the same show where the two characters are having an argument, and it's set to a Tekken 3 match. And then when she wins the argument, it goes, Tracy Steiner wins.
It's pretty
That's
great.
awesome.
So we got a thing for our handgun that makes it like a 3-round burst.
Yeah,
Handgun.
it's the custom handgun. So Leon's handgun, shotgun, and magnum are customizable. They're custom parts that you can find in the game that buff the hell out of them.
I just remembered I made
I
this
like how the
specific.
secretary's like, wow, there's a really disturbing of a nude woman being hanged. What the fuck?
I mean, to be fair, if you sort of like someone brought that into the office, I think that's pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I made this specific Leon into a Payday 2 build with that burst fire handgun with the I don't know what you call it, that attachment to stabilize it or whatever. I'm pretty proud of that build.
I think, yeah, the attachment is to make the recoil not stab yourself with the handle of the gun.
Yeah, I figured. I don't know much about guns, but I kind of imagine I'd want to like hold that against my shoulder rather than just holding it free. I'm just firing out 3 bullets at once.
I feel like I'm disappointing Nimrod because I'm blanking on the name of that attachment like so hard.
It's called Wheelie Bob.
Yeah, yeah.
I call it the C period parts.
I like that you referenced,
He's been pecked to death.
like, it's Space and Shaun of the Dead have references to Resident Evil 2, Tekken 3, and Time Splitters 2. And those are all things that we have covered now.
We just cover the movie, just do a commentary over the movie at this point.
Yeah,
was
we'll
some
totally get
fucking
away with
loud.
that.
Yeah, it was.
That's... They intentionally make Screaming Target, I think that's the name of the track, really loud because it's the jump scare theme.
Also, that helicopter that crashed is actually like quite prominent in the B campaign.
Yeah, you actually see it crashing through an FMV. Basically what happens is an officer waiting for rescue decides to be a dumbass and spray and pray while surrounded by zombies.
Thought it was Left 4 Dead, that's his problem.
Speaking of things we probably don't use in real life anymore, valve handle. Oh yes, they open the door.
Oh yes, this actually...
Mhm. Oh god, wow.
So, one of my earliest memories of this game, when I was like 8, 9 years old, I had a friend who had this game, and I don't know if his dad played it or something, because I can't... But I just remember that specific area and opening that door, and it scared the ever-loving shit out of me. But because of that was like the first time I'd ever seen this entire series, I presume that was possible in every single door.
Oh god.
So when I played the game, I was just terrified of that happening every single time I opened a door.
Oh
I
god.
mean-
It's
It's
a great
definitely
way to
worth it.
screw with you, yeah.
Yeah, that is really good paranoia fuel, now that you put it that way. Also, there was Misty with her female zombie AI, again, being a problem. Every speedrunner hates Misty.
Speedrunners hate her. Slow to react zombie ruins speedruns in 2 easy steps. Oh yeah, in the remake, this is roundabout where Mr. X first shows up. Not a spoiler for this game though, because
Yeah, T103 is B scenario exclusive.
whereas in remake it just shows up all the time. I don't know, maybe that's just partly because we're so proud of this AI that we just want to show them off, and nowadays, like, most people may just beat the campaign once and never even see the B scenario, you know?
It's called stock, that's what it is. It's a stock. I remembered.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Oh, the gun. Just the environment is
Hi.
just so much more dynamic.
Yeah.
Like just
I
so
do
much.
like his he has the same backup animation as Jill, where he kind of leans back as he walks back.
Ooh.
I
That's
wonder
me
if it's
whenever. That's me whenever I'm at the supermarket anymore and someone gets too close.
as somebody who works in one, that's basically me whenever somebody wears the mask under their nose and tries to ask me for something.
I can relate with that. It's almost worse if they just didn't wear a mask, 'cause Christ. You tried, but you failed. Like, that's not being arrogant, that's not refusing to wear, that's just being incompetent.
I think the most incompetent use of a mask, well, the 2 most incompetent mask uses I've seen is, one, a guy wearing a leather strap over his mouth. I'm like, the fuck is this, Voldo? And
You have
a guy
another one
wearing-
over his eyes.
And 2, a guy wearing a plastic bag over his head.
How long did he manage before he collapsed? Is this a shop? Was this some sort of weird fetish place?
I don't know at this point. I'm just like looking. My coworker and I are both looking at the guy, then back at each other, like, what the fuck?
The best one I saw was someone wearing a mask, but they specifically pulled it down to cough.
Oh god.
Like every time they wanted to cough, they pulled it down. I'm like, why are you wearing it?
Evict that person! Holy shit!
It's like, oh no,
We
the
kinda
breathing.
Did, no, we did. We were just like, can you just either not do that or get out?
The breathing, that's the scary part, right? Not the coughing.
An attempt was made.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, there was that one person that wore a stormtrooper mask. That was pretty great.
Oh, you mean the Shockmaster?
One time I actually wore a Scream mask when I was going to a supermarket because I ran out of the disposable ones.
Well, you know, you need to. You had those dailies you had to do. It's Ghostface.
I was just trying to
Get
get blood
buy
points.
5 tins of baked beans as Ghostface.
I was just trying to get my blood points and my groceries. Someone actually took my photo, and I posed for it.
Nice. I mean, you joke about that, like, that's the actual Ghostface trailer, was him buying things at a store.
Oh yeah.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
cool. Cord of
That was you.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
you. They filmed. Damn. Filming Advert for Dead
Oh,
by
wow.
Daylight.
Okay.
Later, loser.
I was jump scared, but I also just got the fuck out.
They're too busy. Too busy. Oh, was there something there?
What kind of genocide run is this? You're not gonna get the Chara ending at this rate.
I was about to say, it's one of those, like, half-ass Undertale ones that are like, I don't really know what I'm doing.
Chara comes up to Leon, it's like, you killed all but one, what the fuck?
I said this about RE1, but it's even more true here. I like how although it being kind of a weird thing full of like chess piece puzzles, things like that, I do like that this kind of works as a real life building. Like that was the interrogation room, and you got the reception and everything. It's just, I just think it's neat.
If you don't give the police the information they need, they just motion to the screen and a liquor breaks in.
I mean, if Chief Irons had his way, working with Umbrella.
Yeah. It is one drawback to this is that we don't get to see Chief Irons, who is probably the most genuinely unsettling character in all of Resident Evil, even more so than the monsters themselves.
Man, it's the real monster.
Like, that's pretty much it, because the dude is like a serial killer and a serial rapist.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, like, zombie fiction is usually about that man v man, like, conflict, rather than just the threat of the zombies. Usually, it usually breaks down, and people start having disagreements, and then people go mad.
Yep. Thank you, George Romero.
Who directed the Japanese commercial for this?
He was volunteering to direct the movie, but instead they went with a guy who wrote his wife into a fan fiction. And for whatever reason, Capcom fucking loves those movies.
Because they made money. They're terrible, but they made money.
How?
And he's doing Monster Hunter now, which is also
God.
Capcom.
I mean, I guess his wife being a Mary Sue would make sense there. You could just say she's running an optimum build.
He's just we've got to fit this movie under 2 hours. Just a speed run it.
I wonder how many builds just to mimic her will exist. I'm pretty sure he missed shotgun shells that you could have gotten from one of the drawers.
I mean, he seems alright. That
I mean,
does bother me. It bothers the shit out of me when I know a game well though, and I notice people like do things slightly off, and I'm like, oh no.
Basically, this is that, but for me,
Yeah,
I have this game down to a science.
it is definitely one of those games as well, because just the order and everything. Like, hi Marvin, how's it going? Oh, thank God for that. Marvin's fine. He's fine. Hang on.
Oh man, he's turned into a blueberry.
Rapid onset zombieism.
He ate that candy from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Marvin, you're turning violet, Marvin.
You get nothing but death. Good day, sir.
On the subject of watching a long play for a game that you love, I do genuinely want to do like ToeJam and Earl someday, but absolutely just use someone else's video so I can make fun of them the entire time.
We should do just like a bundle like 16-bit games, like things that are too short to really justify like a series, but just throw a bunch together.
Oh,
I'll
sure.
submit Spider-Man and Venom. Because that was pretty much me and a neighbor kid's jam, separation anxiety.
Ah,
Oh, I thought you were going to say Maximum Carnage.
Maximum Carnage is good when you're by yourself, because it's a one-player game.
OG human experiment. So we found a film of some zombie.
Here, evidence that zombies are real. I'm going to take this to the police? Oh, wait, hang on. Shit. I think I just realised why it's there.
Every time this person passes this hall, I keep thinking they're finally going to get those shotgun shells. It's just so weird to me because they knew where the hidden handgun bullets in that statue room were. Why did I have
Imagine
expected...
I was expecting the stairs to lead to a load screen.
oh,
I was half expecting the person to go out of the police station and try to see if the Brad Vickers zombie appeared.
Isn't the toughest normal zombie in this game?
Yeah. Like, he can actually take a shotgun point blank.
Duh.
Fun
This
thing
game
about
is
the
useless
shotgun is that you can dismember zombies in multiple ways with it. Like, if you shoot them point blank in the chest, they will fall in half, and the upper torso will still crawl after you.
I feel like, yeah, we kept the whole, like, key is useless now, do you want to keep it thing.
It made it more streamlined by not kicking you to the inventory when you do that.
But they didn't streamline it by just getting rid of it, because...
I mean, what if the internet would happen and you want to prove to everybody that you found all the items?
Ugh.
Yeah, you have an all-item run.
Yeah, dogs are still trivial.
Dog is like, has
This
hit
was seeing-
fun of 300 years when you shoot it.
It's funny how much more dangerous they get in the remakes where you can't just casually stun lock them.
It felt like we're in Secret of Mana combat all of a sudden.
Luna, give me your power! Luna! Did the player just pause to reflect on the fact that they just killed dogs?
What kind of a monster have I become? Oh well.
Am I a JoJo's villain?
I mean, we saw JoJo's locker earlier, so...
Whoop.
That's an awkward way to do that, but alright.
Yeah.
I find it weird when you know a game and you still take the maps just for the sake of it.
Hmm. Watch out, Leon.
What the fuck?
Shit, the zombies know how to use guns.
Sorry about that. When I saw the
Can you speak up? I can barely hear you over the music, lady.
Who are you?
Ada Wong.
And what are you doing here?
I'm looking for some guy named Ben. He's one of those reporter types, always looking for a scoop. I heard he was locked up in
He's
the
one of those
safe
reporter
room,
types,
only
always
there was
doing his
car
job.
barring the entrance.
You know,
I've been
a
trying to
reporter.
find another way
He's
inside.
covered worse, you know.
I like how in the cutscene she seems to be having problems walking around.
Hey, it's those time controls. They take getting used to, alright?
Even the AI has to get used to them. I like how it only takes those two to push it.
Jesus.
What's not
We got the
clearly seen.
extra slick tires.
I like to imagine Ada is the one doing most of the work because in any game she's playable in, she's basically the god tier character.
Ada, wait!
He's gonna say that a lot. That's basically his catchphrase in this game.
Ooh, bullets.
Hold on, don't
Oh,
run,
ammo.
Oh, hey, a pickup.
They just found Tony's arms. I had no idea she was in this.
That's where
Really?
she debuted.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this series.
The debut of the coolest character in Resident Evil.
Let me guess. You must be Ben, right? Get up. Now.
I don't know if Ben's that cool.
Yeah, Ben's my
What do you
absolute
want? I'm
favorite
trying to sleep here.
NPC character that just dies.
Spoilers?
Is
Yeah, I
this
don't know
the
he's gonna
guy?
die.
Ben, you told the city officials that you knew something about what's been going on, didn't you? What did you tell them?
And who the heck are you?
I'm trying to find my boyfriend. His name's John. He was working for a branch office of Umbrella based in Chicago, but he suddenly disappeared 6 months ago. I heard a rumor that he's here in the city.
I don't know anything. And even if I did, why would I want to tell you?
Okay, I say we leave him in there. Does anyone know where they put the key to this cell?
Where's the key so I can not open it?
But I'm not about to leave this cell. Those zombies aren't the only things crawling around out there.
What was that?
Like I said, I'm not leaving this cell.
Hey, at least the dialogue sounds like
Get
human
out of here
beings this
before you
time.
lead it right
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm the only cop left alive in this building.
What?
Look, if you want to live, then you're gonna have to leave with me.
But do you even know how to get out of the city? There's a kennel in the back of the building. Inside the kennel is a manhole. Go through and it'll lead you to the sewer entrance, but it won't be easy.
All right, I'm going.
Whoosh!
I was so expecting Ada. Wait.
A
Do you know,
manhole opener.
Yeah, that's what all crowbars are called.
I do know Leon's voice actor in this game passed away a year or two ago,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
rest his soul.
It's funny because the voice acting's still a bit ropey in this game, but it's still light years better than the previous game, which is more of a reflection of that first game.
Yeah. Like, every time Claire's actress played Claire, she got, like, increasingly better at it.
That is one noisy ladder.
Oh,
Hey, spiders are
Oh,
back!
lovely, my favorite.
How you doing, Spider? I'll talk to you later. Hey, sorry about this.
Do you mind? Get out of the way? Jeez. Haven't you heard of social distancing?
Also, if I recall, Claire's voice actress in this game also played Jubilee in the 90s X-Men cartoon.
Oh, right. Wasn't she the one who... Isn't she the reason why Mega Man X has a bunch of Guns N' Roses references in it?
Yeah. Like, not only is Claire, like, a classic rock nerd in this game, her voice actress is also a classic rock nerd. And to try to save her struggling relationship, and just to amuse her boyfriend, she got the localization team to name all the X5 Mavericks after Guns N' Roses members.
Ah, she's that... Ugh.
Thanks, Claire.
Yeah, she's who to blame for why there's a boss called Duff McWhalen. Or the Pegasus guy being called the Skyver.
I mean, if you had the opportunity to do that, wouldn't you take it?
I will say I do love that she got the Rose boss that's not actually a Maverick, just an asshole, to be named Axel the Rose. Because, yeah, Axel Rose is a complete asshole.
You think we can get upstairs?
I like how he was covering up the L, so it's just septic poo.
I mean, that's kind of redundant, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hope we don't enter the murdering murder hall.
Even when I
Murderous
play this, I
assassin.
forget about this.
Oh.
So, we're now Ada. She's faster than everyone else. She
Which
also
is how
has...
she keeps running away from us.
She is in a literal cesspool.
She has the second highest health in the game next to Sherry. Also, I guess the player's not showing it off, she has the fastest handgun speed. She does like a Hong Kong movie sort of gun aiming pose, which is your clue that there's more to Ada than meets the eye.
I never really mentioned this. I do love that, like, for stairs, doors, and ladders, it kind of follows the character as they would see it, in a way. But for elevators, it's just like, oh, it's moving independently of me.
Yeah, I don't know how else you'd convey that
Yeah.
without just not having any motion.
I just think it's funny.
Or they are just like, they just missed it. Shit. They're just watching it go down without them.
Oh, damn.
While zombies are still in pursuit. So this particular segment, if you were Claire, you would be Sherry, and it sucks because, one, she can't fight back. Two, this box puzzle, she takes ages to push these boxes.
Oh, God.
This is what I was referring to when we were in the RE1 basement, about it being worse.
Ah.
Also, her climbing on box animation takes forever too, because she struggles to get onto it. Also, I always loved how they dressed Sherry up as a Japanese schoolgirl, because they assume that American school students have the same dress code. Like, that even happened in Silent Hill, which is why Alessa dressed the way she did.
Oh, yeah.
Something quite special about seeing other countries take on your own country. And just noticing if it's like slightly off.
That's like
when you you make they make this and really their only exposure to America is probably like a bunch of Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
It's like it's much fainter now, but that's still a very small reason why I want to do that like Pokemon Sword and Shield thing. Is I'm gonna get your reaction to fucking Pokemon Britain.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do find the idea appealing. Just finding it short enough or something. Because I don't know if I want to sit through an entire fucking Pokemon game.
There are
can you
good.
hear
They're
me?
fun to play, but an absolute chore to watch.
Ada,
I can
did you
imagine.
find anything?
Although, like competitive battles, they're tense and pretty cool.
Super throw.
Think fast. Here's one more.
But ow! Oh, my toe!
Hey, I can't reach the ventilation hole. I'm going to have to find another way around. I'll catch up with you later.
Turns out the shotgun shells is actually just the PC box for Final Doom.
What?
Wait! I can't unsee that now.
Leon, use this. Just try to get the zombies to play the Plutonia experiment. They will give up on unlife. Yeah, it's
Alright.
better to just avoid these spiders because you risk getting poisoned by their acid spits.
How many times do you come down here anyway?
You're gonna come down this hallway one more time to face the first boss.
Right.
Why is this long play in 6 parts?
I
Every-
imagine each scenario, and then the tofu scenario and the hunk scenario.
Oh, right.
So it would be like Leon A, Claire B, then Claire A, Leon B, and then fourth survivor tofu, fourth survivor hunk.
Yeah, that's what I imagine.
Maybe also showing off the extreme battle mode. I
What?
should have
What?
in that one room. I should have looked to see if that one soda dispenser was the copyright dodging blue Coke one or not, because that's kind of the
Oh.
biggest tell if this is the DualShock version or not.
I like his wave dashing tech to get around stepping.
He's trying to screw up the scratch marks to throw off Mr. X.
Ah, okay.
I think the player was like
Oh,
deliberately.
it's 1990X.
The player was deliberately trying to screw up the Liquor's pathfinding.
How well would Mr. X fit in Dead by Daylight, you know?
They'd probably license Nemesis above all else, but I can see
Yeah, I realize that. They could give him, like, if they did Nemesis, they could give him, like, the trench coat and hat as, like, an alternate costume. Like, they did,
Yeah.
like, with, like, Cheryl Mason. There's a bunch of other character references.
including Lisa, because she is surprisingly popular of a character.
The only problem with Nemesis is if you try to include the rocket launcher.
Can't really do that.
Funny thing is that the T-103 was originally going to have a rocket launcher. There's artwork of it using weapons.
Yeah.
The T-103
You're-
has the same powers that I do.
Aw, this player's leaving both of them for scenario B.
What's
Yeah,
Nemesis's type? What's Nemesis' type number again? Because I remember that's how he's credited in MVC3, which I always found interesting.
T-type?
Yeah,
It
he
was
was like,
T-type. I think it wasn't even like a specific number. It was
right,
like it was a code.
yeah, because in MVC3 he's not just called Nemesis; it's like T-type Nemesis.
Yeah, the Nemesis T-type. I remember seeing that from the
Yeah.
videos the other day. Being kind of like, oh yeah, I guess they went all the way with it.
But yeah, that's one thing I did remember hearing about this game is that like there are some rooms where both characters end up in both scenarios, and with the A/B thing, the A/B game, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
is that like if you loot items in A, they won't be available in B. because you already looted them.
Right.
It's not that literal. It's only like certain cases. It'll usually say, "Oh, do I want to leave this for Claire?" It'll be those. It doesn't happen very often.
Oh, okay.
And we've referred to this before. This is the zapping system,
Yeah.
which is a term that still boggles my mind.
Yep, mine too. Japan.
I have one predecessor for that, but it's completely obscure, so...
Yeah, sure, the IRS would call me with a robot to sue me. Anyway, what did I miss?
You better call them back immediately and get your tax refund.
They'll
From
send the
some...
Nemesis T-type after me.
Excuse me, sir. You have outstanding fines to pay. If you do not pay, we will send Nemesis after you. So please send us your social security number and bank details. Otherwise we will be deploying Nemesis T-type.
I think it's literally just called T-type, according to Marvel 3.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Tyrant you saw in Resident Evil 1 was T-102, and the Mr. X in this game is T-103.
Is 101 the one that shows up in Zero? Like the prototype
Yeah.
for the Tyrant? Okay.
Yeah, the long middle claw Tyrant is T-101.
The
A
prototype
long
is
middle finger.
yeah, he has a big middle finger. That's a prototype.
Yeah, they had to take that off the market because it was offensive.
They put that technology into Fulgore.
Well, the lore reason is because, like, T-001 was, like, decomposing.
Not a good look. For your BOW.
Apparently, the strongest Tyrant ever created was Thanatos from Resident Evil Outbreak.
Thanks, Than.
Yeah, you need, like, all the best boons possible to take on that Tyrant. Your build needs to be really optimal.
What a fancy door. Oh, cool. It's the it's the press room.
This would be a good time for a conference about there being a zombie outbreak.
12, 13, 11.
I definitely remember this room from the B scenario.
Yeah, after you solve that puzzle, T-103 would bust in through the wall.
And scare the ever-loving bejesus out of me who didn't know about him. Like, there's a lot of jump scares in this series, but that was like the one that really got me, and I was like playing this about, like playing it properly for the first time about, I don't know, 8 years ago, 7 years ago.
T-103 would
again-
also ambush you from there.
Yeah,
Where you ambush, get ambushed for something you did before and nothing happened, and also get ambushed by something that's threatening.
Like, yeah, just when you are trying to recover your nerves from that last ambush, just not even a minute later, he ambushes you again.
so yeah, like the zombies behind the door when I was 8 years old, 23-year-old me was then like paranoid every time I went down a corridor that fucking tire was gonna burst through it.
I wonder if it's, like, official that his name is Mr. X now, because the fans just love that novel name so much.
I was gonna say, yeah, is there any reference? I keep calling him that because I don't know, I've just gotten used to it. But is there any reference to that in this actual game?
Not in this game, no. It comes from the S.D. Perry novelization. That's the nickname that Claire gives it.
Ah, is it in the remake? Now I'm questioning myself. Wow, 'cause I keep calling it
it's a
that.
remake. That's
I don't think it's
prototype.
named in the remake.
Okay.
Damn, fucking really took off, didn't it?
Yeah,
So it's more memorable of a name than
it
Tyrant.
rolls off
Yeah.
the tongue better than T-103.
Yeah.
And isn't quite as Terminator sounding.
I mean, they are man-made things though, so they're not robots, but they are. Killing
but I
machines.
mean, it's still like the exact same letter.
I'm pretty sure, knowing Capcom, it was intentionally designed to evoke sort of a similar thing to the Terminator.
Yeah, no doubt. I think Mr. X works as well because, honestly, because of his hat and trench coat, he just looks like a Mister, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they're supposed to stealth and blend in with people. Like, later spin-offs kind of established that these things are used as bodyguards for Umbrella higher-ups.
My only problem with that name is just maybe it's a little generic because it's like Streets of Rage Mr. X is Michael Jackson's Moonwalker Mr. X. There's a lot of Mr. X's.
An old dust chute. Will you jump down? Whee! That is dangerous as fuck.
How did Leon fit there?
I'm just expecting like the Half-Life broken leg sound effect when he landed.
Get away!
Holy shit.
It's
Man,
charade.
remember when the zombies were just zombies?
Well, now we're being introduced to a new type of mutant life form.
Yeah, well, having watched Resident Evil 1, I kind of forgot how comparatively mundane the creatures you fight in that are. And then this one, it's like, okay.
Oh, he's alright.
Can you still hear me? Come on, answer!
He's got Dan's haircut.
I don't believe this.
I was thinking Robert from King of Fighters.
I mean, either or. Oh shit, it's Ben from Resident Evil.
Bitter irony. The chief of police, a co-conspirator. Get that scum. Make him pay.
Hang in there, Ben.
I love you, Ben.
My
You'll be alright, Ben.
It's burning.
It's nothing, calm down.
What's wrong?
Just take some Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, it's just like heartburn.
Whoa! That's
Yeah, you'll be
gnarly.
Fine.
Wow.
Just walk it off, Ben.
Good God, what was that?
Heartburn.
Mail to the chief.
Oh yeah, this confirms that Rebecca survives. It's funny, because in the original Resident Evil, like, none of the endings are canon. There's not one ending with all 4 survivors, and even the remake didn't fix that.
Oh, now we have the
Where's he
G
going?
virus.
To the chemical plant.
Stands for
I have a feeling
stands for
that's where
great.
we'll find John.
Ada, wait. Hey!
Wait, you're going to the chemical plant? Are you gonna
Do
meet
you
Sonic
read
there?
Claire? We now have access to the back of the park.
Great, another damn chemical plant zone level.
I'm getting out of here and
I'm
heading
gonna
to the
take this
sewer.
world back from Dr.
Bring me
Robotnik.
there.
I'm on my way.
I think at this part in the B scenario, Clara's like, I'm gonna do my own thing as well, and Leon's like, why doesn't anybody listen to me?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. The cop isn't the one who meets the chief. Claire is, because she'd meet up with his boss and find out what his shift is.
This just makes me imagine what would it be like if Claire met Ada. Resident Evil 4 would have Claire as the protagonist at that point, just for the Ada
Good.
interaction.
I was gonna say, both Leon and Claire have got their own kind of somewhat solo games. I mean, Claire ends up sharing with her brother in Code Veronica, but still, she's like the initial playable character. So, and then Leon, obviously.
Also, Claire teams up with Steve, the character that literally nobody likes.
Yeah, that idiot.
Yeah. The one who ruined Code Veronica for many people, and understandably so.
Oh, dummy.
So yeah, that's Ben's G-Virus child.
Yeah, I didn't actually pick up on that when I first played this. I don't know, maybe I'm just slow, but I didn't realize that was like a separate entity. I honestly just thought this is a form of G.
I knew it because I saw aliens.
You.
So yeah, one of its attacks is it spits those things to the floor, and if they latch onto you, you have to mash the buttons before they hit you, and also hold you in place for this guy to slap you.
This game they upped the graphical quality on this a lot, like the actual models and animations.
I mean, yeah, this game was made twice.
I just mean like the mutations and stuff, and like the guy getting torn in half. It's like, that's really good looking for a PS1 game.
Oh yeah.
This game aged pretty well, all things considered, for PlayStation.
That's why I was careful to prefix, like, to say, Resident Evil 1 is, like, comparatively, like, simple and basic of a start. But then they immediately, when that game was a success, and they knew the hardware better as well. You know, just more money and a better understanding.
Well, apparently not immediately.
Oh yeah, fucked up ones.
When you think about it, this is basically a Resident Evil 3.
God, if you put down the series like that, it'd be up to like Resident Evil 40 would be the next installment. Not 8.
Yeah, there's at least 20 games that were sacrificed for Resident Evil 4.
Those zombies are everywhere. Not to mention that thing that got Ben.
I was there, Leon. I know.
I think she's the only voice actress who also voices a character in 4.
It's my job to look out for you. We're not going to get through this alive.
And maybe even 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Does Ada keep a consistent voice actress?
We'll do this your way, you know.
I know Leon's different in every appearance he's ever made, so...
Yeah.
Let's say this is definitely not the same voice. Where do you think they're all going? Bingo!
So... No. Oh my god, it is Sally Cahill in Resident Evil 4. Wow, she really upped her voice acting in that game.
It's also the direction as well.
But then after that, it became... Let's see... It just kept changing.
Okay. But still, we got her back once.
In Darkside Chronicles, she's still Sally Cahill, but then in Umbrella Chronicles, she's Megan Hollinshed. And then Operation Raccoon City and Damnation, she's Courtney Taylor.
Okay.
And 6.
Ah, yes, the sewer manager facts.
It is so weird to see that she has a Japanese voice actress, because the thing about the main games is they're all English voice acting. Even in the Japanese version, you just get Japanese subtitles.
Yeah.
As was common for horror games back then.
I'm surprised how much that's happened.
It happens a lot, yeah.
Oh, my favorite horror game, Metal Slug 3D. It is a horror to see that in action, yeah.
Yeah, it's a horror in one way. Also, that game incidentally had zombies.
Oh god, yeah.
I'm just imagining Sherry being like, I don't want to be erased.
Well, it's a good thing we know how to do the dark rooms and where to find the torches to light.
Hey, William Burkham, have you tried not evolving? Sorry, for a moment I thought Ada Wong was going to attack him.
Ah, shit, missed it again. Yeah, when it comes to PS1 games, like this is definitely one of the best looking. Ow.
Oh wow.
Leon, that woman was. I have to talk to her.
She will accept you.
That looks
hey, you
like
felt
a-
nice
yeah.
to shoot.
Oh! Wow, he
Yeah.
knocked himself out doing the jump. Jesus Christ.
And then she just ditches him.
Well, there was blood. Who got shot there?
Pretty sure it's the guy who's down.
It was Leon.
Okay. It just didn't look like he was anywhere near him, but hey.
I was just saying, right in the middle of me saying how nice this game looks, is a really weird looking animation.
I mean, it's the hitbox. She got him by the hitbox jank.
Ah, okay.
So these roach enemies, they don't technically damage you, but if you let enough of them pile on you, it's an instant kill.
Oh, right. Okay. I've never
But
seen that.
it's pretty easy to mash them away, so you'll never get instant killed like that.
If you want to embrace the filth, you can.
Don't move. You're the one who was with that cop, if I'm not mistaken. Identify yourself. Ada Wong. Ada Wong. I've heard that name before. Now I remember.
I play
One of the
Resident Evil
men from
4.
Chicago who came to assist the T-virus research used his girlfriend's name as his
Also,
password.
her name was the password in that
Yep.
lab basement.
Oh
Yeah, we pointed
How
it
did
out.
you know? Who are you? Annette Birkin. My husband is the man responsible for the creation of the T-virus, William Birkin. What? John's dead. He became one of those zombies. My condolences. And although I regret this, you will be joining him shortly. I won't let anyone take the G-virus away from me. G-virus? It's capable of creating the ultimate bioweapon. Its potential is even greater than that of the T-virus. Then that must mean the creature in the police department is... precisely my husband, William. And it's all Umbrella's fault. None of this would have happened if they hadn't tried to steal his research away from him.
It is her husband?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. He got infected.
As we'll see here.
So wait, was he not working for Umbrella, or was he working for Umbrella?
He was, but
working-
watch.
Sheer
You'll
They
see.
ki-
My
Yeah.
precious G-virus. No one will ever take you away.
Also, my eyes are scary as fuck.
I love you, G-Virus.
Like, why does he have rabbit eyes?
There he is.
So you finally come.
Doctor, we're here to collect the G-Virus sample.
Sorry, but I won't just hand over my life's work.
Oh no, that was my Starbucks.
You might hit the sample. That's it, all right. Okay, let's move out.
So yeah, Umbrella kind of fucked him to steal his G-virus.
William,
But if he's working for them, why?
hold on, darling.
There are
Because
fac-
Wesker's a piece of shit.
Wound first.
Yeah,
Stay
there are
here.
factions. Wesker leads one of them.
Ah, I see. Infighting.
Yeah.
Alpha team, have you retrieved the sample yet?
Like, Wesker, like, pretended to be his friend to get closer to the G-virus, search for Spencer.
This guy kind of sounds like Goldman.
Are you telling me that he injected the G-virus into his own body?
I want to be
The
cool.
G-virus has the ability to revitalize cellular functions.
What was that? Something's wrong. Let's check it out. Over there. Shoot! Eat this, you freak! I'm stopping it! What is this thing? Hurry!
Fuck your bullets!
Those are T-virus and G-virus
What is
samples.
this thing?
Be real unfortunate if those viruses got out.
If, say, vermin were to expose themselves to it,
Oh no! Got attacked by the title screen.
Oh.
That's not good.
So those rats were the carriers of the virus. As a result of his virus-induced transmutation, William should have lost any prior...
It killed all the rats in Realms of the Haunting.
Even worse, every G-Virus bioweapon, including William, has the ability to implant embryos into other creatures. And create offspring. No.
No, that band sucks.
Slap!
Wow.
Too bad.
I love how she goes from trying to save her to too bad.
Yeah, just a hell of a lot more story in this game
Yeah?
compared to the first game. Just in general, just a more interesting story, honestly. Like the betrayal and Birkin being kind of a wild card in the mix.
Ada?
Ruined my no damage run.
I don't have any herbs on me.
It's impossible to do a no damage run as Leon because of that damn cutscene. This is like an elaborate skip.
Mechanically, the one game you can't do a no damage run in is Resident Evil 3 because there is a part where you get like a status that gradually decreases your health.
Oh
And
no.
you can't avoid that.
Did he actually take damage there, or is he just still fine?
His condition's still fine.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just cosmetic.
It's just cutscene. Yeah, you know, it's cutscene damage. That doesn't apply to real damage.
I still think that would have been cute. It's like he took a little bit of damage from that or something.
Yeah.
It would have sucked if your health was in danger, though.
I mean...
I'm sure Kojima would do that.
Doesn't kill you.
Yeah, I don't think that would kill you for it, but... Well, if they did.
But then again, the way this game handles healing items, that would probably be more annoying than neat.
Yeah, just put a herb, like, in the next room.
Sure.
Oh hey, that item's back from Resident Evil 1.
Wolf citation needed.
But you
What
don't
a
need to... You don't need to read the Doom books anymore.
Oh yeah, the Doom books.
The Doom
You'll never know
Bible.
how... Without the Doom books, you'll never know how to defeat the Cacodemon.
I like how that we just kind of treat the spiders as just kind of, they're kind of, that's, you know, it's like spiders. You see some spiders.
Yeah.
You just walk by them.
I'm pretty sure the player, aside from not wanting to risk damage, does not want to risk getting poisoned.
Yeah. Also, they seem pretty easy to just walk by.
Yeah, they're just kind of like,
Especially when they're not on the floor.
Also, yeah, that is a blue herb patch in case you do get poisoned. Unlimited blue herbs in that room.
Oh.
It'd be kind of annoying to, like, find yourself in an unwinnable scenario when you've got no blue herbs, but you're poisoned.
At least poison can't kill you. Like, it puts your health down to 1 at the lowest.
Get a lot of workout with this valve.
Using a valve handle more than the average person will ever use it in their life. All 3 times. Quick, pick up the herb, your bullet wound demands it.
I just realised these 2 playthroughs we've been watching there. We're seeing very little of the famous typewriter.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't go around saving in pretty much any one play.
I hate water!
I'm making sure she's dead. Oh.
Holy shit!
Shit, she turned into a alligator. Or crocodile.
What is with Leon fighting things that are enormous living in water?
You know, come to think of it, yeah, that basically happens to him in just about every game he's in.
Leon, you want to move out to see the camera? Can't see the cool monster.
We pulled a Jaws on him.
It's a lot better than wasting a lot of ammo on that thing. I like that the alligator's tail probably hit the lock on the way out.
And I imagine you could do that, because that's what you had to do with, like, the snake.
Oh, yeah.
That encounter felt very Resident Evil 1. It's just a big animal.
Leon.
This bullet wound isn't making things any easier.
Even though I'm fine.
Leon, I'll patch you up.
I've taken cutscene damage, not game damage.
The health indicator only tracks zombie damage. It's nothing to do with bullets.
Don't mention it.
I don't know what happened if a zombie shot you though.
Found out. John's dead.
Oh, it means it'd be useless in Resident Evil 5.
Never mind. Let's just get out of here. The sooner the better.
I'm trying to remember if there was like a Resident Evil spin-off or something where a zombie could just blindly shoot at you, like in which one was it?
Yeah, it's called
Land of
Dead
the
Rising
Dead.
3.
Oh dear.
Still need to get to that. What's wrong with this guy?
Just sentence mixing him. What's wrong with Chris's blood?
Welcome back. And then we can.
You know
put-
what?
yeah.
I'm so slow. I only just realized they're the ones you put in the fountain. Yeah, I know. I didn't really pick up on that. Like those are the two things you need to get into the lab in this whole series.
Yep. I can't wait for them to find the emblems and then be like, what the fuck? No, for the record, the emblems are not in this game.
The ventilation slot.
The PS1's kind of a funny era because it's like, I don't know, like the early 3D. It's as soon as you got to like the PS2, like you could make things look pretty accurate in 3D. But everything from this era just seems very specifically dated, even more so than the 16-bit era. You know?
Yeah.
It's probably the most interesting time in gaming.
All right. Well, Ada poisoned. Whatever.
You took damage in this run. Start the playthrough over.
Nah, she did.
No, it said no damage. You didn't specify who.
And this time, actually encounter Brad Vickers, please. But yeah, she heals between cutscenes. She'll be okay.
Can she actually die?
I've never tested that. I doubt it, though. I would love to see the game over sequences apply to a character you're not controlling.
It'd probably just be like, Ada, no, game over.
No, we had a book of moron about that, actually.
Actually, fun fact, in the American version, whenever you die, you actually, see a sequence of the monster killing your character or eating them, but in the Japanese version, it doesn't have those.
When I saw this game as an 8-year-old, that was the most memorable part for me.
Also, the Licker had a unique death animation in the demo that never made it to the finished version of the game, where if he hit you with a jumping attack, he would stab his claw through your head and then smash it against the floor over and over.
Wow.
But in the finished version, all it does is make you Eason bleed out. Ada could have taken care of the claw by herself, for the record. This player's just wasting ammo.
Nice shooting.
We defeated the Claw.
I will say there's an interesting charm to how weird PlayStation models looked.
Yeah. And these like pre-rendered backgrounds as well are very specific, although obviously the GameCube remake also used them. And Zero. It's like this in Final Fantasy that used them, you know, most famously.
Oh, the player didn't demo what happens if you use the lighter on the flare gun. It would light the room up so you can see that key.
I'm waiting for like the retro throwbacks to go back to like the PS1 era.
That's what I've always been kind of like waiting for. It's like, why don't you do like a game that's like kind of got this intentional kind of blocky 3D model style?
I mean, some do it like Dusk.
Yeah, I was gonna say they do exist. There's like a demo for a indie survival horror game where it's heavily influenced off of Resident Evil, but you're in a dollhouse and you're up against animatronic puppets. Okay, the enhanced shotgun is awesome because even though the recoil is severe, it does a lot of damage, and you can just fuck up zombies in all these incredible ways with it, like blowing them in half diagonally.
Jeez.
There's a lot of details in this game that the sequels did not bother with.
I don't know how much of this is just the specific long play we chose, but the pacing of this just feels so much better than RE1. Like, just to watch it.
Oh yeah, well there's actual threats.
Yeah, I think that's probably more the video.
I was so hoping it would have blown the zombie in half and you got to see its upper torso still crawl after the characters. Because that's a thing that's exclusive to this game.
Jesus.
The backtracking isn't nearly as severe.
This game is better designed than RE1, so that also helps with the pacing.
I can't imagine anyone arguing against that. I think when it comes to like the best classic game, I think like the debates between this and the remake of 1. I mean, remake of 1.
I think the remake of 2 is up there in the debate as. Oh wait, no, 2 uses the over-the-shoulder mode.
I've got mixed feelings about RE2 remake. I like it, but I don't know. I still kind of prefer this game.
I like both of them. They both
I
have
like
their
both.
merits.
I do like it. I just kind of, I don't know. This has got maybe just like the retro charm of it. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, this game has a lot of nostalgia value for me, because when I was young, this was my obsession.
You see, I don't have nostalgia for this that much. I mean, I saw it a few times, but I still...
Ada, get around there. Okay, yeah.
The poison
I
has
think the remake's
damaged her
really good,
sense of direction, too.
It's like fucked up her nervous system. She doesn't know left from right. Terrible shame.
Leon, why are there 4 of you?
This game looks like it has a lot of charm and not a lot of, like, early game jank. It seems like it's pretty solid.
Yeah, aside from tank controls, it's, like, it's ahead of its time in a lot of ways.
And this was still where the initial version wasn't, like, with the Dual Shock.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Oh no, it started to break out into the Director's Cut Greatest Hits soundtrack. Imagine if they brought that composer back for this game. I say composer with the utmost sarcasm and disdain because the Director's Cut guy turned out to be a fraud.
I mean, the most impressive thing about this game is this is when people just still figure out 3D games, period. You know?
Well, definitely. She's in danger status for sure.
Should have healed her.
What year is this?
97, I believe,
Okay.
or 98.
I think 98.
Yeah, it was gonna be 97, but then they were like, the original Resident Evil 2 looks like it's gonna be shit. Make this game all over again. So then it came out in 98.
Because they had their standards, I guess. That's why they did so many versions of RE1, just to fill the time. Hello,
Yeah.
who are you?
Oh, hi.
Hello, William, how are you?
Oh, you got another head. Cool.
How's it going, Billy? That's what we true RE fans call him Billy. Mr. Birkin.
I don't think I've ever seen a PS1 use of PS1 models that's as creative as this. It's like I can't think of a comparison to that.
Welcome to one of the reasons why people forgive Hideki Kamiya for being an asshole. Actually, it's kind of a weird thing where he's an asshole, but at the same time not. Because he was, like, cool to hang out with, like, an actual, like, American speedrunner of this game.
Is it more like he's a taskmaster? Or like, you know, a working relationship thing?
No.
Okay.
I think he just somehow got him to just show up on stream with him.
No, I meant, well,
I think he's just eccentric.
I mean, one thing's for sure, he suffers fools very poorly.
Ada. Come on. Wake up. Come on.
Leon, I can't. I'm in danger and also poisoned.
This is such a big improvement from 1.
Yeah.
And 1 wasn't, like, terrible by any means, but...
But it's way more simple. That's why I was like, to be honest with you, when we started that, I was like, I hope, like, you two don't get scared off by 1, because it is pretty simple and kind of slow. Because it very quickly gets good. I like 1, but it's...
Yeah, I do frequently assume that no game will ever evolve over its sequels.
But you know what I mean, though. It's just like, oh, that was kind of a drag. Like, you want to do 2?
Hey, take it easy. We're inside Umbrella's secret lab. I'll go find something.
Where's
maybe down the road,
Barry?
So just
Is that a developer photo back there?
Sure it is.
I'll only slow you down with these injuries. Go. Save yourself.
Also, I like how that blood texture on her arm kind of looks reflective, like actual kind of blood.
You'll be in danger.
It's probably not on purpose, but the way it like goes on the model, it makes it look like that.
Period of time,
Hmm.
but I really enjoy being with you. I know. I'm not.
I love
capable
that
of
trademark
caring for
PS1
anyone,
texture shimmer.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose
It's
you.
like really like. I think that's one of the areas where that miraculous N64 port exceeded. The port that had no right to exist on that system.
God, yeah.
Oh, the cartridge space, yeah.
That port is a miracle.
It was actually it was made by the people who went on to make Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. Which is interesting.
Well, that's where their programming prowess came from, apparently.
So I've heard this game, if it was like better optimized, like this game could have fit on 1 CD. They just kind of screwed it up. But still, there's still a lot of content in this game, and they finally managed to fit on a N64 cartridge with full voice acting and all the FMV sequences. I mean, they've been like compressed to shit, but they're still there.
I also think they cut out some of the alternate pain noises.
Wow.
They also threw in some like extra documents you can find in the game that make reference to Nemesis, because RE3 was already out at the time, so just like, fuck it, let's like reference the game that came out after this one,
Also,
which is really neat.
References to Resident Evil 0, because it was originally going to be an N64 game.
Oh, yeah.
That port existed to prove that they can do a Resident Evil game on the N64.
Yeah, and then they proceeded not to do any more, but yeah, it's still amazing.
I mean, they would later blow us away by putting Resident Evil The Mercenaries 3D on the 3DS, and it's like, yeah, we can do the Resident Evil 4 engine and 5 engine on a 3DS, and then we'd get Resident Evil 0 on it.
Did they put zero to the 3DS?
No.
Oh.
Oh yeah, they ignored the flamethrower because they have a lighter, they don't need it.
Forget a flamethrower. I have a lighter.
Because
I
as an
have
actual,
this.
as an actual weapon, the flamethrower sucks.
Oh.
So that gas thing also has bearing in the B scenario. When you turn it on here, it weakens the enemies, and then in the B scenario, it makes the enemies have higher HP ranges.
It's the anti-bow chemicals.
Yeah, but then eventually they evolve to like get used to it and become stronger.
Oops.
Also, that Marvin zombie I forgot to mention, if you don't kill him in the A scenario, he shows up in the B scenario.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we're never going to see this, but the alternate costumes, if you used your alternate costume in the A scenario, that character will show up in the B scenario in the alternate costume. Like, they thought of everything with the zapping system, and I love it.
Oh, an ink ribbon. Those exist.
You could save in this game. You don't have to do it all in one sitting like the original D.
Again, these classic RE games are really not that long if the player knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think my best time with this was like under 2.5 hours. Actually, I think it was just under 2 hours, if I remember right. Like 1:58. Because I know in order to get an S rank, you have to do it under 2.5 hours.
Jeez.
Also, you cannot use first aid sprays, and you can only save once.
Oof. I was gonna say, if you're kind of skipping all the little flavor text things, but there's like elaborate explanations as to why the lab is connected to the police station and through the sewers and all this shit. It's not just random that he ended up here.
No, it did. I did, from skimming, get to notion that Umbrella was like working with both the cops and the sewers, and to like funnel through the lab and.
Umbrella did found the city, so
yeah. Umbrella just kind of owns everything here.
But what does that remind me of? Just like when everything in the city is owned by one corporation. I know I've seen that in fiction before. Halloween 3.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I find it a little more believable though that Umbrella is like this pharmaceutical giant, as opposed to a company that just makes 3 Halloween masks once a year, and somehow managed to find an entire town.
That was a tiny ass town, though. Like, I can believe that a company of that size would.
Okay, well, what I meant to say was they managed to steal Stonehenge.
Leon goes to Silver Shamrock.
Honestly, you could make as dumb as that movie is, you could probably fashion a decent survival horror game out of it with those androids coming after you.
Also, yeah, those plants make no damage runs kind of difficult, because if you kill them without a fire weapon, they have a post-mortem attack where if you walk by them, their vines will whip you.
Lovely.
Also, they have unlimited poise, as in hyper armor, so you can't flinch them out of attacks.
It said poise like the ballet dancers or something. I was like, what? Oh,
yeah,
that kind of poise. Yeah, no.
I was referencing a Dark Souls mechanic.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah, I actually somehow remember that.
Oh yeah, I got that as well. I'm kind of surprised I did.
Hey, it's third one!
Black liquors are the strongest enemy in the game. Normal enemy, that is.
But our shotgun is badass.
Are
Yeah,
those
we have
like leapers from the first game?
the hunters, you mean?
Yeah.
I guess in a way you can parallel them, but they can't kill you in one hit like hunters can.
Oh, they could do that. Okay.
Yeah, we kind of didn't gather that from what we were watching, but yeah.
They just randomly show up a hunter death in the long play.
It's just kind of like, oh, that's another enemy. I can't really gauge how difficult it is because this guy's just kind of hoarding everything, just being really good at the game.
Yeah, the thing about hunters is the lower your life is, the more likely they are to do a clothesline that decapitates you in one hit. Also, is that player really going to ignore the zapping system door puzzle?
Maybe.
Oh, Mugnum parts.
So yeah, now we can make our Mugnum even more powerful than it already is.
Do we have a Mugnum?
Yeah, we
Yes,
did
we do.
earlier on.
And I thought Countdown Vampires was bad with item names. Like the stun globe. Oh, he's crawling after you. Yes, we get to see it.
What a...
Come here.
All that reminds me of is Cobra with its Python.
Hey, come here.
I like that they can crawl after you. It like really reflects on their absolute desperation to eat you.
It's a very zombie movie thing to do.
Okay, good. This also means we get to see these Metal Slug enemies.
Oh,
I'm just thinking of that VTuber video.
oh.
Oh, hi!
Right, this enemy.
Yeah, it can kick up dust at you, and the dust poisons you.
It's a moth.
Only drawback to the custom shotgun is, my god, the recoil.
Yeah, shifting the whole camera angle every time he fires.
So
Fuck you!
there's just a moth that you fight.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, the
I told you
T-Virus-
they inject it into everything.
Can you
Oh, what-
spell guest?
That was the thing they
So-
did.
Also, yeah, the reason they blew the larva away with the shotgun is your character would refuse to use the computer if they were on the keyboard.
Ew.
How disgusting. Who would even think of doing such a thing? Who would think of doing something so disgusting? Pretty sure there's gonna be somebody who mods Cheryl into the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Probably already happened, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I love the grid of monitors. It's just such a classic.
And then, of course, T103 would be modded into Pyramid Head for the full Dead by Daylight experience.
Oh, hi!
I'm not gonna lie, I would be surprised if that hasn't already been done, honestly.
Yeah.
That game was modded very quickly.
Yeah. In fact, it was kind of a detriment to my YouTube front page. It's like, you like watching Resident Evil speedruns, right? Yeah, Ada Wong's your favorite Resident Evil character. Look, I don't want the internet asking me that. Look what modders did to Ada Wong. No!
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 Remake, James Sunderland and Cheryl Heather Mason with Pyramid Head Silent Hill mod.
Okay, that exists.
You got it.
Why is James Sunderland hanging out with Heather now?
I don't know. Because we know who he is, I guess.
Because I tried.
So she has somebody to make fun of.
He's about to reach in the toilet, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
It's in the tank, idiot.
Wish I had checked there first.
Yes, I am two people.
So yeah, in scenario B, you do the same puzzle, and then you can get into the room in the B scenario, which has a hunter corpse suspended in a tank and a machine gun.
Ah, nice.
Also,
I
yeah,
forgot-
machine gun's a weapon in this game, but they skipped it. If you take it in the A scenario, it won't be in that locker for the B scenario.
Now, you have to be very specific here. Is it a machine gun or a submachine gun?
A full-on machine gun. It takes up 2 inventory spaces.
Oh,
Wow, you have a fucking minigun?
Actually, there is a Gatling gun that you can unlock by getting an S rank in both A and B scenarios.
Wow.
oh, hey, it's the MO discs again.
Welcome back. Only you have to get one of them this time.
I forgot to point out earlier just the sheer variety of zombies as well.
You murdered my husband. I know what you're looking for. You came for the G-Virus, didn't you? But you'll never take it from me. This is my
Oh, she's
husband's
fine.
legacy.
Well, physically.
Where's that?
She was exposed to T-virus water, but she's okay.
You know who I'm talking about.
I just mean that her status screen says fine on it.
What?
It actually, T-virus is a condition in the 3rd game.
Oh.
You're so.
You'll find out eventually.
She's one of the operatives sent here by the agency. The only reason why she came here is to obtain the G-Virus.
That's a lie.
No, it's the truth. I discovered this when I did a background check on her. She specifically got close to John and...
What kind of spy uses their actual name, by the way?
About Umbrella.
Unless she's in that deep that
That can't
even that's not a real name.
I know her. Ada wouldn't do something like that.
No, you don't, Leon, you liar.
Believe it, I don't really care. You're about to die anyway. What happened?
Oh no. Now I'm flinching and I can't move.
What the fuck?
Thanks,
Oh,
God.
Yeah, wow, that was,
I like how he shook his head at her, like, that is a ridiculous death.
Cool, now I have the G-Virus injects it into self.
Suddenly it becomes a hack and slash.
Item, use, self.
This sequence may not be aborted. All employees
that was so random, wow.
are at the bottom platform.
Now her status is in danger.
So, does the Resident Evil games blow up their locations as much as Metroid does?
Yes.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I think
Oh,
4
Jesus,
is
4,
like...
4 does.
Yeah, 4 does... Yeah, it's just a staple in the series.
Just fine?
I don't think 5 has a self-destructing lab.
I
sadly.
do like this music here.
I mean,
They
it does
don't
have a
usually do
boat that's
full
getting
music,
destroyed.
but this is pretty good. Oh, where's Ada? Where did she go?
Ada, where's Ada?
What's wrong with that Ada?
No, you can't load your Magnum with an MO disc.
Magnum.
Sorry, Mugnum.
Well, no, it's a Magnum, but you put the Magnum parts on it to make it a Magnum.
Oh,
The M and M bullet stands for Mugnum.
it's got that Sonic and Knuckles lock-on technology.
Mugnum and Knuckles.
What the? Who are you guys?
naked zombies. I think they're the second weakest of the zombie types.
Like I just said rude and you paused for me to say that. Such rude. Yes, rude. Anyway.
I mean, I wanted you to give your scathing criticism of these zombies
They
in
are.
Decent Exposure.
They are rude.
I've been waiting for you, Leon.
Damn it.
What are you doing?
You know what this is about, so just hand over the G virus.
I don't believe this. Annette was right. About everything.
That's why I told you to leave without me, but you wouldn't listen. Now hand it over. Don't make me shoot you.
Was the G-Virus constructed from the president of the Earth?
I mean, it's Capcom, supposedly, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I will unify the Earth by reanimating everyone's corpses.
Oh,
Ada! Ada, I've got you.
I'm not going to investigate who shot you. I'm
Not going to investigate how you were leaning on that veil and then you went completely over it.
it's over. Just let me go.
Shut up. You're gonna make it.
It's
Shut up!
too late, Leon. We both know it.
No. I promise
I'm
you that
poisoned,
we'll
I'm in.
escape.
I got stabbed, and I got shot. It's over.
If you just give me one herb, I would have been fine.
I like how that one spider attack on her is now canon, apparently.
Why did you pick up any herbs, Leon?
And
See.
then died, and we'll never see her again.
My
This
arm's
made me-
getting tired.
This quote-unquote death made me think that that was the canon thing for Resident Evil 4. To Resident Evil 4, because Resident Evil 4 really establishes her hook shot in that game. So I thought what she did was like use the hook shot to avoid falling to her death. But no, it turns out it's the other way around, and somehow she was okay after bleeding to death.
So, this is what everyone's...
Say, Leon falls down a pit at one point and uses his own weird hook shot he pulls out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Throws the G-Virus, it lands on Ada, and turns her into a G-Virus.
I was gonna say, that thing's pretty dangerous. I wouldn't just leave it anywhere.
Also, yeah, it establishes that her gun was empty, which is why she stopped threatening Leon.
Ah.
Oh.
Like,
Oh,
she
yeah,
was-
the detail that it's easy to slip by, but yeah.
Like, you even hear her trying to shoot it. You hear the click, and then she just puts it down and has her head down. Yep, avoid those Ivies for the sake of your no damage run, because they're assholes.
Watch out for the Ivysaurs.
Yeah, they buffed the hell out of them in Ultimate. God, imagine if Leon did get smashed. That would be weird.
Well, he kind of is.
Oh yeah, the
He has one of the
spirit.
best. Yeah, he has one of the best boots in the game. It's RE4 Leon. It's represented by a bunch of villagers attacking you.
And all they do is grab you too.
Yeah.
I wish they started throwing axes and stuff, but axe is not an item. They should have had sides and just have them throw the sides. As a reference
Well,
to the monks.
While screaming, look behind you, idiot.
Okay, this particular boss is tough, so I can't wait to see how they get through this with no damage.
See, this is the sort of long play that's like skilled, but it's not like obnoxiously avoiding the core gameplay, if you know what I mean. Elevator?
Yeah.
An elevator?
Apparently Umbrella has a bunch of dyslexics working on it.
It's an elevator.
Complete with their Mugnum custom parts that they just inexplicably have there. Okay, here comes the form. this next form is an actual asshole. Also, in level 3 of the Extreme Battle game, this is a common enemy that can randomly show up in any room.
In regards to the character models being really impressive, but that's one of the effects of using pre-rendered environments. There's no polygons being used on the background, so you can just use 100% of them on the character models.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure I dig the weird opera singer here in this music. It's a little off.
They got really bad AI for this one. Really good luck. Because if this thing wasn't screwing around by jumping across those test tubes and actually attacking you, yeah, it's fast and it can take off half of your life with a grab move.
Also, the Magnum is pretty damn powerful.
Indeed. It's a good thing we bothered to customize the Magnum.
There's a jet ski waiting for Leon. Ada gave him the keys.
Funny you say that. In the B scenario, Ada is the one that throws you the rocket launcher to deal with T-103's final form.
How you don't know that's Ada? It's just a shadowy, mysterious figure with her voice.
Oh god, Uncanny Valley Sherry.
Who the hell's this kid?
Are you okay?
Ah.
I'm fine.
Those... They
Good
tried to make
rabbit
the
eyes.
eyes anime.
No. I have to find my brother.
You're right. This is just...
So, in Claire's ending, they cure Sherry of the G-Virus embryo, and Claire's like, my god has protected you. And it, like, focuses on the jacket that Claire was wearing that she gave to Sherry, and it says Made in Heaven. So apparently her god is a song by Freddie Mercury. I mean, it fits considering how much of a classic rock nerd that the voice actress is.
Well, that's the game. Nothing else happened after that. They got on the train and they were fine. The end.
What, we don't get a pop song? Will we get a visuals?
Not in this
of the
ending.
game- Visuals of the game while we swing around and zoom while making the background turn into blackness because there is no background.
There
Yeah,
was
so-
the pop music credits, but you gotta
We'll
work
get-
for them.
Fumitaka Fushigami back.
Oh, the cockpit!
Yeah, for the plane.
To develop this game, they had
Oh,
to
the dialogue data edit.
They had to drive an airplane above the Capcom building in circles. It served no
Well, that-
purpose. It was just fun to do.
They were just like, why is the budget for this game getting out of control? You've already have to make it a second time. It's like, we need a plane. It's like, what would you need a plane for? We need a plane. I need a private plane for the graphics.
Special thanks
Yep.
to Microsoft and
Thanks, Microsoft.
Paul Haddad.
That's a bootleg Jennifer Hale, Jennifer Dale. If you can't afford Jennifer Hale, you get Jennifer Dale.
Imagine if Lucina was acted by Jennifer Dale instead. Marth, you will never take my G-Virus away from me. The fuck are you talking about?
Sound cooperate.
Oh, the
Gaming
name
contest
contest winner.
Yeah.
What should we call our new Resident Evil game? Resident Evil 2? Fine, she won.
I think it was Enemies that got names from fans. They did a contest for that.
Great.
Thanks, Shinji Mikami.
The one with the tongue, yeah, it's the liquor.
Oh, Kenji Inafune is the promotion producer.
Hideki Kamiya, the person who would later go on to do Beautiful Joe, Devil May Cry, a bunch of other stuff that Bayonetta will name drop in that one cutscene. Establishing that Luca indeed had a relationship with a wolf.
What a game.
What's our rating? There's the what could have been his first day on the job.
I think it only goes up to A ranking in the US version, while in the Japanese version it goes up to S.
Why?
You don't know about those S's. Like, that's a Japanese thing.
Kind of is, yeah. Actually.
You will receive less points.
Your reward.
Yeah. You're automatically bumped down to B if you use the rocket launcher even once.
I just love the wording on it. It's like, your reward is that you will earn less points while using this weapon.
Here's this rocket launcher. You'll use less points, you'll earn less points with this weapon. Your reward. Have a nice day. Flips you off.
Your reward is that you will make the next long play supersonic.
Yeah, right.
Meanwhile,
back in
Back
town.
Help me, Claire!
No, help me.
The monster's after your pendant.
It's
Throw
Mr.
it to me.
T-103.
yeah, that's what they should have called him, Mr. T, because he's the tyrant. I can't see any problems with using that name.
Run, Sherry.
I pity the fool who gets hit by my double axe handle.
I've got what you want. Come on.
I mean, Claire is sassy.
What you're looking for,
What is it that
So-
you want?
I think that pendant contains the G virus sample.
Get it.
Yeah, it's under the photo.
That's how you
Oh!
beat him.
Sucker.
And then he falls. Then he raises his hand out of his.
The self-destruct sequence has been
Flashes
Gives
you
a thumbs up.
Repeat. The self-destruct
Well-
But yeah,
has been
of course Claire would be sassy. She was Jubilee.
aborted. All employees proceed.
Kind of makes me wonder how Jubilee didn't get in the Marvel vs. Capcom games. They already had the voice actress on hand.
Well, if she was a striker, she goes, the fireworks! I wonder if that was her, like, they actually got bothered to get her in for that, just like,
Jerry is
the
not-
fireworks!
I think you're going ahead of the script here, Claire. I can't wait for her to actually get the rocket launcher. Now I have 2 rocket launchers.
Yeah, dual wielding.
Yeah, yeah, it's just like GoldenEye.
Thumbs up.
Well, here's your thumbs up.
Oh,
Sherry? Where are you? Sherry!
She went down a chute at the opposite end of this room. Where would you expect her to be?
I like how the self-destruct starts and then only later does it actually get a timer.
That would be kind of unfair if it already started with the countdown when you're in all this story-heavy stuff.
Yeah, but still, it's.
Especially considering that the countdown does not stop during dialogue cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
I forgot both Leon and Claire get a visual change during their stories. Claire gives a jacket to Sherry and Leon gets that bandage.
Yeah.
Which you don't get to see if they're in their alternate costumes.
I also always, every time I play it, I always forget, like, an RE4. I love, like, Leon's leather jacket, but he only has it on for, like, the first chapter. And then it's gone. I just like all the promotional art and everything is with him with the jacket on, and he has it on for like 5% of the game time. It's not even that.
Mom!
Oh.
Oh.
Harry, you have to escape. I know I've been a terrible mother, but I still love you. Just forgive me.
Mom!
tying all the
Sharon,
threads
you have to
together.
go now.
That bucket launcher. I'll put your mother out of her misery. Oh, that gun's still there.
Oh, cool. We got the A key.
We got the wave dash still.
Yeah, they're probably doing that because Sherry cannot keep up with you. And if you get too far away from her, she curls into a fetal position until you come back to get her.
Great.
Oh, so we've been seeing this like the entire game.
Well, I mean, she's not on that much.
Yeah, they know when to stop making you escort her. Doesn't help that she has the slowest run speed in the game.
They misspelled elevator.
I swear, these Umbrella employees are just dyslexics.
Can you imagine if you like how much it would cost to get like that word engraved in the actual ground there, and then you just see it's misspelled, and you're like, ah, Jesus.
William Birkin's like, son of a bitch. Like hell if I'm actually going to pay to get it redone.
The Galaxy 5000.
Yeah, definitely a weirder chapter in Mario's Galaxy life.
Now you wait here, okay? I'll go and get this thing moving.
Yeah, you wait here for some reason.
Listen, I'm just tired of escorting you.
Wait, follow me. Wait, follow me.
Imagine if you had to escort her while fighting T-103's final form.
Jesus.
The other person who plays the game is immediately like, oh god.
Maybe you just hack that in like extra challenge mode, like she's there for the whole campaign.
Also, she can die.
Oh yeah, of course.
It'll be funny whenever a cutscene happens that would normally split you two up.
And she's still there.
I gotta fight Sherry, don't you mean me? No, other Sherry.
I'm
I
sure
need
I've
both-
seen that, like people hacking characters in, and then when the character's actually supposed to be there, you get clones.
I need both halves of your consciousness.
5 minutes until detonation.
So basically the time limit for T-103's final form. Okay, for a moment I thought that arrow was pointing you to D12.
No, it's pointing me to the D102 with the D virus.
So yeah, these plugs are specifically there to make sure that you have enough inventory slots to get the rocket launcher.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that when I first played this, and I just thought that's kind of clever. Like, there's a really arbitrary like MacGuffin even for this game, just to make sure you can pick that thing up. It's quite clever though. It's quite a pragmatic way of doing it.
Well-designed game. Oh no, the player's gonna use the rocket launcher before we get to see her actually get the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Judging by this music, we're either fighting the ultimate bioweapon or we're fighting a Knight of the Round Table. Oh no, never mind.
You lose, big guy.
So normally you would have to dodge this guy for a minute and a half, and then Ada Wong's silhouette would appear and toss a rocket launcher down to you and tell you to use it.
It's also a nice callback to the Tyrant fight in the original.
Yeah.
Use it, Claire, you're our Amazon!
Yeah, we heard that and we were just like, did he just say what we think he said?
Yes, he called her an Amazon.
Go get a Xena.
I'm Japan. I don't know what these words mean.
Yeah, very much a lot of we know English, we don't really understand how it's practically spoken. That is not necessary.
Fuck 'em.
At least you get to see these zombies being blown in half diagonally.
I gotta say, this just seems like a fun kind of power trip. After, like, beating the game. I mean, hell, I beat RE4 in professional mode and I got that fucking crazy Plagas laser, which is just instantly kills everything, including bosses. It's hilarious.
I mean, I did a rocket launcher run of the original Resident Evil to see if I really did get that extra gory ending credit sequence, and that seems to be the way to trigger it.
He wasn't there in time.
Just a little bit later, it would be like, well, fuck.
Also, like, the two protagonists just kind of stumbled into this, like, plot with the G virus, you know? They're not even, like, STARS operatives there to stop Umbrella. They just kind of find themselves here.
Yeah.
It's over.
No. I have to find my brother.
You're right. This is just the beginning.
It's like, how did they stumble into there exactly? You would think by now they would know that there would be, like, news reports and everything on the T-virus. Oh, here it is.
I'll always be with you.
That's her god.
Claire. Sherry.
This is your god, no.
You will join the Church of Freddie Mercury, or die. Throw her off a train.
Oh, it's G.
I thought I was done with you.
It's an interesting outfit she has.
Warning, biohazardous
They did update her appearance for
This train will detonate.
the remake.
Repeat, this train will detonate.
Also, the remake, she has her quote-unquote classic costume, but all it does is remove her shirt when she's clearly wearing a shirt here.
Oh, now the train's self-destructing.
The door won't open.
What the fuck?
We're getting double
Yeah.
self-destructing. What is this,
Wait.
Metroid Prime Hunters?
Yes.
They really rolled those credits prematurely, didn't they? It's a very ominous large room.
Little tongue.
Oh.
I should point out there's also like forms of G you fight in the B scenario that Leon never saw. Like in
Like
between the other bosses we saw.
Like the first form with the steel pipe.
Yeah. It's like most human form.
They really went all out with this guy, evolving over the course of the game.
That's kind of the thing of the G-Virus. You are basically indestructible except to complete and absolute annihilation. In fact, if you do get killed, you just evolve into a stronger form.
I can't put my friends in danger.
And this is why we didn't watch Leon B from this specific channel.
This reminds me a lot of Notorious B.I.G. from JoJo's. The Notorious B.I.G. virus.
Hell though, in fact.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, that was pretty cool, but at the same time, it's kind of like a fight against a crushing wall.
It's not the most challenging thing. It's almost like the game's over, but
It looks like she was looking up at the timer.
it's diegetic. It's actually being projected there.
Train compartment will detonate
Each train compartment will detonate sequentially. What?
Why?
To add tension. That's your name, right? Sherry? I don't know who the fuck you are, kid, but you better get back.
That's what I heard
Hey.
Claire call you one time.
Sherry, your dad's kind of a prick.
Sherry, what are you doing?
Stop the train, right? I can do it.
Sherry! Persistent, aren't you? Well, come and get it.
Leon says that, but in his mind he's like, I have no fucking idea what I'm gonna do. I'm going to die.
If only I still had ammo left in my Magnum. Oh god, thank you for the extreme close-up of your rabbit eyes.
Push the switch over there. Got it.
That's not a
PS1
switch.
It's a switch mode. When it comes to PS1 CGI, it's like better than some things, but not Tekken good.
Not even close.
You're both
Tekken was like on a different league when it came to CGI.
Oh god, yeah.
I was just referencing Time Splitters. I'm being stupid. Don't mind me.
Oh.
Also the motion capture for the Tekken CGI Jesus.
Yeah.
That monster version of an oh fuck.
That was a close one. That was pretty impressive back there, Sherry.
It was nothing. I saw someone do that on TV once.
Come on. We've got to move out.
Now what's the problem? Is something following us?
Hey, we still have a job to do. Let's go.
Go? Oh, you can't mean.
Chris, I have to find you.
Oh, damn it. That's why the other one's canon. Because the last line is so much better when Leon says it. It's up to us to stop Umbrella. And then that guitar kicks in.
Except what ultimately stops Umbrella is the testimonial from the survivors from Outbreak.
Okay. I don't know much about Outbreak. I never played it because in Europe it didn't have online, which is kind of the point.
Yep.
And yeah, this credits theme compared to the other one.
This kind of rules as well.
Definitely the kind of music Claire would be listening to.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Does Leon actually like bother to stop Umbrella? Because I know Claire very much does by dodging helicopter firing at her.
I think from that point, Leon becomes like a government agent, and then Sherry starts getting trained by the military to basically be a super soldier.
Right, because we didn't really. SK and I have played RE6, but we did not get very far into it, so.
It says something about Resident Evil as a series where RE6 is considered a low point, and that game's only banal. It's not like Sonic Adventure or Sonic 06 terrible.
Yeah, I guess we consider numbered entries, although there's plenty of spin-offs.
Now, the spin-offs, that's where the shit sometimes hits the fan, like Resident Evil Survivor or Operation Raccoon City. Or Dead Aim, which is a game I want to play myself, but have had difficulties in capturing because it's one of those games where suddenly the aspect ratio goes widescreen for cutscenes. And my capture device does not like that.
I still want to see it though, even for the novelty.
Yeah, it is the weirdest Resident Evil game.
That's saying something. Considering even the numbered entries all over the fucking place.
I don't think anything's gonna top the gender-changing T-virus.
Okay.
Resident Evil 2.
Claire,
Motorcycles.
those shorts do not even count as pants anymore.
When you got a
that's
B for
rough
using that
work.
rocket launcher.
She takes a pair of scissors to every single pair of pants she's
Well,
on.
you see, we got ranking. We got an A ranking in
Nope, there
Rocket
it
A,
is.
and a Claire ranking in Claire B. A B ranking in Claire B. That's our plan.
We got an actual
Yes.
minigun.
You
Yeah,
can have an
And then
opportunity.
just a little SMG, whatever.
Funnily enough, that is actually worse than the rocket launcher because sure, you can shred an enemy to bits in mere seconds, but the time it takes to aim it and the time it takes to put it down is even longer than the rocket launcher. So if you're fighting a fast enemy like the Licker, you just get all the time in the world to get punished.
What
What
you're
a
saying
game.
is it's too slow.
Yes.
It's a good game. I like it.
It's gonna get weirder.
All right.
Yeah, that one really impressed me.
It's one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah, same. Even though I didn't leave, I was really late to the party. But yeah, it's great.
It's never too late for that game. It held up well with the test of time.
Yeah, it looks like it's
Yeah.
actually aged pretty nicely.